Hey guys, JD Hulse. Again, my project is all about will sound mechanics create more line drives for a hitter. Again, this is my participant, Ivy Starling. One of the big things that we've been working on for him is just creating more sound mechanics with his hands and his back leg, and just trying to create better direction to the baseball to help create line drives. So I've kind of already frozen it here. He's already started his swing, but this is where I really want to start looking at it. I have a split screen. What I've done here is I've tried to get two camera angles going at the same time. One from a side view to see what's going on and one from right behind him to see what's going on. So as you can see here, on the top one, we're really wanting to try and make his hands closer to his body. One of his issues was he would get his hands way away from his body, and then if you see on this lower screen right here, they'd be way out here earlier. So now you can see that he's much tighter. His hands are much closer to his back shoulder right here, as opposed to before they would be much further away from him, which is creating length and just bad mechanics. So you can see that really well from this bottom screen here, and then you can also see on the top one here it's much shorter, much closer to his body. And that's what we're trying to do, is keep the bat closer to our body because we have more control when something's closer to us. So he's in a good angle. You can see the angle of the bat is staying nice, and that's actually considered pretty level. We do not want that barrel dipping here because it's going to start getting lower and lower and lower to where he's going to create a pop-up. So he's actually in a really good spot there. You can also see down here that angle right there is pretty good, and when he starts to come through, because now you can see what's happening with that bat is now it's starting to plane out and be on a good plane towards the ball. Okay, so he's really doing a good job of working his hands here, and it's the same thing up top here. You can see how flat, you can't even see the barrel anymore because it's so flat. So he's doing a really good job of keeping the barrel much flatter, and he's staying inside of the baseball. This barrel right here is staying inside of the baseball. Whereas in earlier film when we were starting this, his hands and that barrel would already be starting to get outside of the ball, creating a hook to the left side. So he's doing a much better job there. Now, in terms of his leg drive, you can see that his back knee here, it's actually going towards the baseball, which is what we want. That's going to help him drive the ball to where he wants to go. A lot of people talk about squishing the bug on the back leg. That's actually not something we really want to teach hitters, because that's going to make them sit and spin. And we don't want them to spin. We want them to drive the ball straight through the pitcher, and you can't do that if you're spinning. So again, he's doing a good job. In terms of angles, you know, I'm not really concerned too much about angles, but you can see over here on this backside, there is a pretty good angle right there. It's not straight upright. He does have some flexion in his backside. You can see the same thing here. He's got some flexion there. So he's doing better. It can improve a little bit more, but again, it's still a work in progress. So, but what I like to see is you can actually see on the top here, he actually lifts his leg and it's off of the ground. Let me try and get it here on the bottom one as well, to where his foot is actually off the ground right there. So that's telling us that he actually is using his lower half. So he is doing a much better job, and you can see there's even more flexion now. You can see that flexion in that backside. He's really starting to use it. So it's coming together slowly but surely.